Hello, Goosepimples fandom, and welcome to the 4th edition of 3 Scary Tales, Halloween edition. I've made sure to round up the most absolutely bad to the bone stories for you guys to get you in the spirit of the season. Now let's get started. I work for a company that produces merchandise for various YouTube influencers, and on this peculiar night, I was working my usual graveyard shift from 12 to 8 in the morning, and as it so happens, I was finishing up my batch of Dr. Goosepimples merch with bobbleheads and plushies alike, when in the shake of a lamb's tail, I saw a figure knock the Cletus Gilbert official shoe polish serum off the shelf. I would have gone over to investigate the apparatus if my boss hadn't come up to me and asked me to wipe the poop deck mere seconds thereafter. So I picked up my mop and got to it. I was finishing up when I heard a soft cackling from the corner that began to grow so loud that I felt as if it was in my right ear. The most blood-curdling part was, they were. I took the man up and down and immediately recognized him as Dr. Goosepimples, also known as Craig Stittlesworth. I remember seeing on my color television earlier that day that Goosepimples had escaped the Bone Scrapers Correctional Facility, and here he was, as large as life, right beside me. He began to say something, then I felt the cold concrete floor of the insane asylum and the restraint of my straitjacket. It must have all been a dream, or was it? This is a personal story of mine, and it came during my time at the Hole at Bone Scrapers Correctional Facility. I was busy as a bee responding to fan letters that were sent in, and since I only had pencils and not a pen, I had used my own dung to write and respond to the letters. But let's not get carried away. I was having trouble with the most notorious gang at Bone Scrapers, who went by the name the Denim Dogs. Their leader, Mikey Longface Fernandez, had been an arch frenemy of mine since primary school, and when he found out I was headed to the big house, he began scheming. On this particular day, I had just finished up my letters and was ready to go grab some chow before one of Mikey's minions stopped me in the corridor. He told me I owed Mikey big time after that stunt I had pulled last week. P.S. Owing someone at Bone Scrapers usually means that you owe them a sexual favor of sorts. Mikey's preferred sexual favor was having someone blow raspberries on his belly button. However, he had an estranged Audi that was 13 cubic kilometers long, which made it quite uncanny. Mikey's minions stripped me down bare into my chonies and brought me to the poop deck where Mikey was waiting for me. What he proceeded to do was absolutely abominable. I also remember seeing Chucky out of the corner of my eye, guffawing at me. Lo and behold, when Mikey was finally finished with me, I blushed, thinking back to my time with Dave, before this whole nonsensical fiasco had occurred. That very night was when I realized I needed to flee Bone Scrapers and make Dave my own again. My cronies and I are very involved in the Halloween season, and along with that, we like to strike by a haunted house every year. This specific haunted house we went to was advertised as colorful playthings alike on the outside. However, on the inside, it was filled with savage horrors contained only in your nightmares. When my cronies and I stepped inside, we immediately noticed something different about this haunted house. It had the real smell of rotting human flesh, not to mention I was also quite parched at the time. I walked towards what appeared to be the poop deck, and it struck me. A real living skeleton was standing between my posse and I. I shrieked at the sight of it and realized that my underpants had also collected a fair number of droppings from the initial shock of seeing it. I mean, what would you do if you saw a real-life skeleton? I'm guessing you yourself don't even know. So please refrain from bandy words in the comments. I then proceeded to leave the haunted house and drove home, knowing that no one would believe me if I told them. That was 3 years ago today, and I still live in constant fear that I will see that skeleton again. I would like to personally thank you all for watching the video, and also I wish that you all have a scary yet safe Halloween. Thank you guys, and also make sure to support my Patreon. I'll leave the link in the comments. Thank you guys, and any donation helps. as I have just escaped prison and need financial support. Thank you.